If this is your first time using WebKids, then let me be the first to say, congratulations. For decades, WebKids has been the leading innovator of IEP technology. Each year, WebKids goes through a series of radical updates and developments to maintain its perfect reputation as a reliable, intuitive, user-friendly program. Let's take a look at this year's exciting new changes. Our journey begins right here on the home page. Notice that the beginning of year checklist is now available online as a Google form. You can check off tasks as you complete them, and your progress will be saved along the way. Once you've completed everything, simply click Submit and you're good to go. We'll go over the other topics in the welcome message in a moment, but first, let's explore some of the links below. Here you can find useful documents, such as the paperwork checklist, a guide on setting up the parent portal for both providers and parents, and a worksheet that will automatically calculate minutes for early childhood sessions and students who receive full-day support. Let's take a quick look at this amazing worksheet. In order to utilize the worksheet, you'll need to know the total session or class time minutes. As of today, the districts are still working on finalizing this information. But once it's available, a link to a chart will be added to the homepage that will include minutes for each building and district. On the worksheet, you'll find 2 tabs that show examples for early childhood sessions and full-day support. All you need to do is enter the total minutes, a lunch period if the student receives support during lunch, and the IEP services. In the early childhood example, the total session time is 210 minutes 5 days per week. The student receives 30 minutes of speech 2 days per week and OT once per week. When these services are entered into the worksheet, the remaining minutes are automatically calculated at the bottom. These remaining minutes can then be entered as service lines. Now that we've covered the worksheet, let's go back to WebKids and dive into a few updates on specific IEP pages, starting with the demographics page. Notice that 2 new fields have been added for student phone number and student email address. Awesome. Next, we'll look at the goals page. A starting baseline data point field has been added so that the student's progress report will reflect the student's progress from the beginning. Amazing. Now let's take a look at everyone's favorite page, the anticipated services chart. Let's look at the 3 buttons to the right of each service line. Notice anything different? That's right, the clear button has been renamed from C to delete. If there was any confusion before, hopefully this clears it up. And now, for the final update. The Z setting. Have you ever tried to access an IEP but couldn't? Because you weren't listed on the anticipated services chart or access list. Do you constantly have to switch back and forth between groups just to view an IEP? Do you often find yourself waiting forever for your MIS specialist to respond to your email asking to be added to a student's IEP for a meeting that's happening in an hour? Yet you just found out you're supposed to be a part of it 10 minutes ago and need to access it ASAP. Don't worry, you're not alone. This year, the WebKids developers finally heard the cries of the people and decided it was time to find a solution. Now, any provider can add someone else to a service line without wreaking havoc on the data by using the Z setting code. Simply select the provider name, set a start and end date, or select a building to automatically generate the dates, and then use the Z setting code to grant access. Using the Z code lets your MISS specialist know that you only need to view the IEP, not necessarily add actual service lines. The anticipated services chart is one of the most critical parts of data reporting, so it's crucial to ensure that all services are listed, the minutes are accurate, and the settings match the services. One thing that's easy to forget is transportation. Remember to include transportation on both the anticipated services chart and the transportation page, with ST for the service code and T for the setting code. If you're thinking, wow, this sure is a lot of pressure, don't worry. Your MIS specialist can help answer all of your data and tech-related questions and provide guidance along the way. You can reach her by dropping a line or dropping by the office, but email is the best option when it comes to resolving problems with WebKids. Sending her a detailed email gives her time to recognize the issue. Thoroughly research potential solutions.
Now let's see what we have here.
And completely resolve the issue.
Aim nozzle at base of fire. Oh, that is typical.
It may take longer than originally anticipated if the problem requires further troubleshooting. In this case, the MIS specialist will contact the WebKids developers directly for assistance and will follow up with you once the issue has been resolved.
I know. Yeah. Okay. Subject, fire. Dear Sir Stroke Madam, I'm writing to inform you of a fire which has broken out at the premises of... No, that's too formal. Dear Sir Stroke Madam, fire! Exclamation mark. Fire! Exclamation mark. Help me! Exclamation mark. 123 Carrendon Road. Looking forward to hearing from you. All the best, Maurice Moss.
Rest assured that no matter what kind of pickle you may find yourself in, your MIS specialist Tristan is most likely cognizant enough to help you out. It looks like we've finally reached the conclusion of this year's riveting WebKids updates. Congratulations on making it through. As our journey comes to an end and you are released into the wild to navigate WebKids on your own, remember that there are resources on the homepage that you are welcome and encouraged to use throughout the year. And your friendly MIS specialist is always happy to help you out along the way.